He's after Elizabeth.
Suspect lied about the location of the attack.
Up there is singularly focused on coming. We are gathered here today in celebrations. We are here today to witness. Now, nobody gets in. We celebrate the choice you've made.
What are you doing here?
Men are coming for you. We need to. Solomon never intended to take. They're here. Agent Ressler's en route. Great, we're surrounded.
Well, I'm here. Send her out. It's curious. What the hell?
I expect better from you.
First, and for the record, I take no offense.
When Solomon calls back, you'll have to stop.
Solomon's employer, it's my mother.
You are not going out there under any... There seems to be some disagreement on that score. Brace yourselves, they're coming.
Concentrate your fire up front, driving.
Coming through the back and put it to bed.
No one's keeping me anywhere.
Light 'em up.
Elizabeth.
Please don't do that again.
No promise.
Just heard from Operator 46. The police have been up.
Get her out of here.
Red finds out that Harper was only being used as a sacrifice and that everything was planned so that no FBI agents would attend Elizabeth's wedding. To take Elizabeth out during her and Tom's wedding, Solomon orchestrated this whole distraction and feigned to be post-nuclear warfare. Harold is the celebrant, and Elizabeth and Tom are gathered at the altar. Red shows up outside the church with suitcases full of firearms, Dembe, and a few other guys. To ensure that nobody enters the church, they stand guard at every door. Red bursts into the chapel, stopping the nuptials and informing Elizabeth that Solomon is on his way. Solomon arrives with a squadron of guys in his automobiles while Red is inside the church. Harold gets a call from Solomon. He instructs Red to send Elizabeth outside. Solomon gets ready to send his troops inside. He orders them to take Liz alive, but leaves the others to be killed. He orders them to commence firing. Bullets fly through the glass. Ressler shows up to assist Red in shooting Solomon's men as they rush through the doors. Tom drives off with a pregnant Elizabeth. Ressler keeps an eye on him as they hop into the just-married vehicle and go out into the dusk.
A crippled little rata. Is that how you want to be remembered? Look at me, actor.
Some breaking news here now coming out of it's disturbing. We're going to get you more information on there on New Mexico's finest drive.
You want to cook with a broken arm?
Gus is dead.
Gus and Tyrus had no idea that Walt had linked his device to Hector's wheelchair and programmed it to detonate when he rang his bell enough time. Gus discovers this a few moments too late. The bomb explodes, killing Hector and Tyrus instantly and seriously injuring Gus. Gus leaves the room and straightens his tie while the staff of the assisted living facility watches in horror as half of Gus' face is blown off, exposing part of his skull, and then he collapses and dies. Walt is listening to the radio while parked at an airport and taking in the news. He leaves right after for the superlab, where Jesse is being made to cook by one of Gus' guards. Once Walt frees Jesse and murders 2 lab guards, he tells him that Gus has died. guy turns out to be Jeremy Irvin's character, John Randolph Bentley, a soldier who was taken prisoner and subjected to torture by the Germans. When John awakens from his sleep in a battle zone, he discovers that he has shot 3 detainees rather than 3 attackers. A melancholy expression crosses John's face, and the woman motions toward the window. The scene now shifts to John and the German man in a hospital room. The guy tells John that he was dispatched to murder him and that the cicada is now his most promising topic. John shoots the man as he prepares to leave, making his getaway while rendering troops senseless in the process. He then hides in a morgue, using one of the dead bodies as a distraction from the assailants by tossing another one out the window. The German woman is not duped, and they fight, resulting in her losing a finger and the soldier going missing after escaping.
One on the boat stays on the boat. Time to pay the bill. Clay, lead us out.
Any progress maintaining contact?
Group of Boko fighters headed towards Bravo's position.
Eyes open, boys. Battle on me! The rest of you shut up. Hit him hard. Copy one. Front! On me! RPG! Jason! Metal cell inside. Let's hear a whiskey. Requesting immediate cast.
What's happened to Jason's ATAC? It's metal.
Come on. 3 metals down! He's banged up. We gotta get him out of here.
Bravo 6.
Hang in there, buddy. We're almost there.
Stand by.
Light him up. Anybody have a shot? Negative. Ceasefire! Ceasefire! Get back to the helo! We got Bravo team till I get back. Hold on. The right side's pumping, left one's not. You ever do a needle decompression? I think.
You got metal stabilized. Is that everything?
Take the shot! Ray! Help!
You okay?
Thanks to Sonny.
Took a few punches, but I'm still standing.
Who wants to tell Metal that he missed out on the
Metal will smell us before he hears us.
Full metal's gone.
Another task was given to the Bravo team. Later, Bravo would team up with other soldiers to defend a vital pipeline in Nigeria from Boko Haram attacks. It seemed like a fried Bravo team and a fresh Alpha team were prepared for this operation. Sadly, though, the Nigerians, their partner who had requested assistance, were unable to live up to the expectations. How peculiar for a US military deployment. A tiny Boko Haram battalion managed to elude Nigerian soldiers and make its way directly to Bravo. Bravo was ahead until one of the other soldiers quickly produced a missile and aimed it at poor Full Metal, Jason, and Clay. To be honest, it was miraculous that the 3 sailors on the rescue helicopter returned to the ship unscathed.
Jason! Metal cell inside.
When Jason informed Clay it was his responsibility to keep Metal alive, Clay didn't bat an eye. Additionally, he prevented Jason from being thrown out of the door as he was performing evasive maneuvers. For Metal to withstand those shrapnel wounds and that fractured leg, it had to be as durable as promised. After Jason left abruptly, Ray took over as the leader of Bravo. Ray froze while the opposing combatant was attempting to murder Brock, confirming what everyone had been afraid would happen. Even with all of his transgressions outside of work, Sonny took command and neutralized the threat. The guys used the ground route. Against all the odds, they managed to sneak up on the enemy and eliminate as many as they could. Helicopter re-entry was safe after the field was cleared. All the men on the Bravo team were saved by the helicopter that arrived. Even then, the squad was making jokes about what had transpired. They suggested that if Metal missed out on the Red Dawn reboot, he would be envious. When the men first saw Davis shortly after arriving aboard the Navy ship, they were all in high spirits. Davis was the one who revealed Metal's passing. His injuries was more severe than initially thought, and during surgery, he passed away. The loss of metal affected the team. All of them had difficulty coping with their loss, but Jason was the most affected.
Come and get it, dickhead.
What's the matter?
I know you're right here. Oh, now you're in trouble.
This isn't a tournament.
Difference between mercy.
Robbie, what did you do?
Miyagi-Do and Cobra Kai get into a fierce fight as their tension reaches a breaking point. The professors are unable to maintain order because there are so many pupils fighting in the corridors, and the one who at least tries gets curb stomped for his troubles.
Nerd. Come and get it, dickhead.
There are many old friends and arch rivals on both sides, and the clash is more of a riot than a combat. Aside from Sam, Tori and Miguel, Robbie, Bert spars with Nathaniel, Hawk assaults Dimitri, and Chris spars with Mitch. Stingray enters the fight for the Cobras in the hopes of getting employed as a security guard. The Miyagi-Do warriors eventually change the course of the conflict. Chris uses a book to strike Mitch unconscious, and Hawk follows Dimitri through the hallways until Dimitri uses Daniel's expertise to kick Hawk through a glass trophy case. Angry, Tori moves her spiky bracelet to her knuckles and slashes Sam's arm, threatening to cut her face with it once more. When Sam regains control, she is knocked down a stairway. The fight reaches its peak when Miguel ties Robbie to the ground, but he releases him as he tries to repent, recalling what Johnny taught him about the difference between having no mercy and no dignity. But eventually Robbie's rage erupts, and he takes advantage of the opportunity to assault Miguel, unintentionally pushing him over the stairs balcony. After a two-story fall, Miguel sustains catastrophic injuries when his back collides with the steel railing. Robbie quickly leaves the area, horrified at what he did.